10 point, Milky Way. Keep the ball on the ground. Yes, very much. Yes, Baz. Ross goes, well, late appointment, mate, man, we got you.
Do you know what I want to see? I want to see who you phoned before me. I've heard you phone Hugh Keevans a lot, mate.
No, I told me, I've literally just come in the door. Me and Ralph we've got out at Glasgow Airport, mate. I've come in and then I've heard Si's sick.
Nah, he's not well. Dodgy food at Grosso. He's ill straight away.
Listen, you, mate, you good?
Good, mate, good.
Good to see you here, my man.
We've been trying to get you on for ages, man.
I know there was loads of dates, but we've kept, we were staying in the cup for longer than we thought, so I came up yesterday, back during the night, so glad to be on and familiar face in Roscoe.
That's what I was saying, it's worked out perfect, mate.
Yeah.
No, Saturday, the wee man's not well, so we've got...
nights out with the both of you.
We've got a Birmingham legend on the sofa and we've got somebody that's fucking hated down there.
No way, mate. As you were saying it before he was here, but you've shared a few nights out, mate, haven't you?
Just a few, haven't we?
We get a few of the same pals into scale and that.
So my group of mates in Birmingham are Roscoe's mates with Tony Capaldi, and they're all the same mates, so we've bumped across each other, haven't we, Roscoe?
What was the one where was there no one where you and Grealish were having it in the kitchen?
You remember in my kitchen?
Having it out?
When you were arguing about who the best player was?
Well, fucking... When he was 12. Obviously it was me. You know what I mean?
How old was Grealish at this time?
What, he must have been about... It was your first season at Villa, wasn't it?
Well, I flipped on the Derby the other day and it said he was 30. I couldn't believe it. I thought he was
just turned 30.
I thought he's still quite young.
Aye.
But no, he must have been about, what, 22 or something like that?
20, 21.
But were they actually properly having it out here? So who's the best player?
It was a bit of banter, but there was cash shouts and all sorts.
Did you offer Jack Grealish 15k to let your ass?
Obviously I won the argument. Fuck's sake.
I tell you, he is a superstar, Andy, isn't he?
That's brilliant, man. See, to be fair to you, at that point in time, you would have been the better player, no?
He was.
Nah,
he was at the
I
time.
mean, no.
Of course, aye.
He was only young.
Well, my debut for Aston Villa, I started number 10 and he was on the bench.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
That was it.
Aye.
Was that
He was only 16, but there you go.
Aye.
Sheffield Wednesday.
Aye. Di Matteo was the manager, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You are the new darling in the media, mate. On you go, sorry.
Di Matteo said to us after that game, the boys hadn't had a day off, right? So I turned up on the Thursday, played on the Saturday. We're going back to Villa Park on the bus for Sheffield Wednesday. Di Matteo stood up at the front of the bus. Right, lads, good result today. It was a draw, wasn't it? Or did you score late on to win
We
or
won
something?
2-1 or something. I don't know if Fletch scored, maybe.
I think he said something like a good performance or good result if it was a draw. Going to give us a day off tomorrow, so the bus erupted. Every going, yes! He says, but on one condition. And I'm sitting up the back, didn't even know. The only person I knew was Alan Hutton. Sitting up the back, just shy as anything. He went, one condition. Lads are like, what do you eating? What do you eating? Mr. McCormack gets up on the mic and sings his song. I had to go up the front of the bus past everybody, all the fucking physios a lot, to sing my initiation song on the mic.
What was that, Alexander Buck?
I read, even worse, mate. Charlie Puth, one call away. I was racking my brains thinking, right, I need a song with no many words. Because I hadn't planned it. Aye, Charlie Puth, one call away.
Would you give open goal for yours a wee taste it then?
I don't even know the words, mate.
I don't even know the song.
I don't know the words.
What's that
song?
song?
We know a lot of words.
I actually don't know what that song is.
Do you know what it was like me in the karaoke in London?
I just stood there with a golf hat on, no singing. Mate, I'll tell you now, just own that. That's the worst thing in football, that initiation song. Isn't it, mate?
That's why I've stayed at Sheffield Wednesday for a while.
Well, I tell you, we just done 12 at the weekend.
Mate, do you know, like Andy?
Because obviously that's the first away trip we've had, and we had so many new signs. I'm the same as you, that I get proper second-hand cringe, mate, listening to people do it.
It's worse watching it.
Oh, it's so much worse watching it.
See when you hear the glass, ding, 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 and you know you just want to fucking morph into your chair, don't you?
Oh, mate, makes me feel sick, man.
Who was the worst one at the weekend for you?
Do you know it was brilliant? Reagan Charles Cooks sang John Legend. Was it
All of Me?
Aye, brilliant, mate.
Oh, I like
How's
that.
it go?
But I think that's even more cringe at times.
When they're
See,
good. Aye.
You're like, oh.
Harley Dean at Wednesday was unbelievable.
What, good voice?
So we travelled, I don't know where it was, somewhere in London. We stopped off at a services, nobody knew at the time what he was doing. He just fucked off into services and got whatever he was getting. So we went for food that evening in the hotel. The glass goes, the dreaded glass. Big man, we thought he was shite in his cell. He gets up. We thought, oh, look at him, he's trying to go to his room. Comes back in dressed as a woman. Full wig, fishnets, high heels. Starts blasting at us.
And he's just signed?
Just signed, initiation. We thought he was going to his room because he was quite experienced for the group as well, so we thought he's just sat at half, he's not coming back. Came fully dressed. I says, where did you get the info? He says, at the services. Went the services, bought a full outfit, wig and everything, fishnets and high heels.
See Stevie Naismith at Hearts, I wasn't there at the time, but I've heard that. So, like says, ding, 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 goes, right, Naisy, he went, no, I'm not doing it, what's the fine? And the boys like that. So the boys like, we'll just say a mad fine. So, like, we'll not pay it in thing. So the boys like, oh, £500. He's like, right, no worries, £500. Paid the £500, didn't do it.
That's
that's brilliant. It goes into the kit.
Do you know who does that? Gary Hooper.
Nah, that's
Would pay in.
Refuse
But see, if you go to Dublin, that gets you about 3 pints.
I know.
How come every Christmas party in Dublin, somebody's at you every 2 minutes, 50 quid? Fucking not even finished the pint that I've had.
Oh, for Guinness.
Aye, it's a joke.
See the people that are in charge of the kitty, mate, they're always one for the watching, aren't they?
Why I used to always say to them, you need to keep the receipts. You know what I mean? If you're whatever it is, 4 or 5 grand, like, shows the receipts of what you're getting.
We've got an
But
account
next
now.
thing you know, it's like, see the guys who charge the kitty storm with 8 litre bottles in the corner. Big fucking firework in it. You know where it go for the
Showing
full
everybody's pain.
I swear I counted it, see the old Dubliner pub. I swear, mate, one song cost me 300 quid in a kitty. Just kept coming 50 quid. I'm like, I ain't bother. Song hadn't even finished. It was a joke.
How good's
honestly.
the Dubliner though? It's fucking brilliant, innit?
It's hard to get out of that
By the
place,
way,
isn't it?
lads, I can't. I just obviously I said often before the show, I hear that Si's not coming in. I can't host this today.
Yeah, you can. You've
Baz, I know you're up for one.
But do you want to host it? Well, do you know what we'd like to know? I think the boys will agree. You've just done first travel vlog of the season.
First vlog of the season, unbelievable place, mate, unbelievable club, and amazing. Obviously, Lennon Miller makes his debut. See, I debut at 19-year-old. Great to see. So it was actually quite emotional, mate, seeing that. And then we got, obviously, it's been out the night, last night, sorry. But my performance, Andy, was abysmal.
You've said this, everyone.
No, I'm telling you now, lads, it was absolutely abysmal.
How did you end up with his wee brother's top?
That is tiny, innit? I'm saying that.
So that's amazing, isn't it, mate? A wee touch of class. signed
Spelt
it.
open goal wrong.
But mate, as I said, loves you, mate. And on and off the pitch, he says you're a massive help. Is he though, Andy? I wanted to ask you this. Is he top? You've seen a lot of young players. Is he top?
He's the best I've played with. It's so hard to say Billy Gilmore because Billy Gilmore was 15. Like, it's so that I can't say Billy Gilmore for seeing him for 2 weeks in training. But Lennon was our best player last year and he's 18. You know what I mean? We got what is there 4 awards to win, and he won 3 of them at 18-year-old. It's like, so obviously he won the Writers Young Player of the Year for the SFA. Captained us in the semi-final at Hampden. I think he finished with something like 7 goals and nearly double-figure assists.
Mate, do you know what, Andy? I noticed his self-belief's unbelievable.
Aye.
In a good way,
in a
though.
humble way, aye.
It's not like arrogant or anything like that. It's just full belief in his ability.
Aye, that is exactly it. He's got an arrogance in his ability, but he doesn't show it. Like,
No, he said that like
mate, he got called up to Scotland and he never knew about it. So the manager last year, there's a video on Twitter. So he gets called up to the Scotland squad. We're training on the Thursday or whatever it is. The gaffer brings everybody in. Lennon doesn't know at this point. And he's obviously just says, I just want to congratulate Lennon. And Lennon's like, the fuck is that? You've just been called up to the Scotland national team. Beams out a big smile. Boy's got to shake his hand. He's like, no, it's all right, like training. And just walks away. And all the boys like, fucking gives a speech and all that. Like, tell us how fucking, but he just kind of got on, mate. He was buzzing and then that was it. Aye, yes, he's a tune. Aye, he's brilliant. See, the thing is as well, I think loads of people were looking and thinking, Kennelly's on the bench, like, he missed all pre-season.
No.
So he's been over there not having trained for 6-7 weeks.
Well,
he's probably only been training about 2 weeks.
The manager actually came out during the week. He got asked about it and he was saying, like, in training, he's like blowing us away with his abilities. That's no problem at all. It's just as you said, he's still getting up to speed. See, just doing that, I want to ask you this before we go to you, Baz, about young players. As Andy said, he's the best young player. Lennon Miller's the best young player he's played with. What about yous?
For me,
When you first seen him, like, wow.
Jack.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. He was 16, and it was, I think I got bombed for the first team with Paul Lambert, and I was with the 23s. There was me, Huts, Ben, Charles and Zolby, and Stevie Island, Shay Given training with the 23s.
Fucking hell, what team that is? 8 players you've named.
What I know the best it is though, I get bombed with them, but they get bombed because they were in big money. I just get bombed. So we were training with the 23s the whole pre-season, and Jack came from the 16s, I think, or the 15s at the time, to train with us, and everybody was like, oh my God. But he was, like Andy said, the self-belief was unbelievable. Even at that age, he was like quite chirpy, but he knew how good he wasn't going to be.
Josh was on a podcast at the start of the season. He was talking about the Sheffield Wednesday goalie, the boy, is it Peeves?
Pierce Charles, aye.
Is he brilliant?
Aye, he's really good. He's been unlucky because last season our goalie coach brought in James Beadle, who's England's 21s goalie, and they've had a connection at Brighton, so Pierce never really got a chance, so we were playing Beadle a lot last season. Beadle's really good as well, but Pierce Charles is unbelievable. Well, the way the game's gone nowadays with goalies with their feet, the best I've ever seen with his feet. Like, you can stand in the halfway line whilst he's got the ball and not really have to make an angle, could be tight, and he'll fizz it through and bother. His passing's unbelievable.
See, you said you get bombed at Aston Villa. How far is the walk to the young team's pitches? It's about a 2 mile walk.
What's the first team, and obviously I can't just say
miles away, mate. You have to walk down the main road and that. I had to do that every morning myself. I can
say train up behind the building, and you're away down.
I was still obviously getting changed. I don't know how I was still in that dressing room, by the way. They kept putting me further next to the fucking exit door, and I was hanging on by a thread. But every morning, mate, 20-minute walk to the under 18s pitch, the furthest pitch. How
did it come about when you get bombed at Villa? Was it just they wanted rid of you at a certain point, or too much money, like Baz has seen with the other ones?
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. Fucking wish it was. So's my ex-wife. Obviously I just had a sort of disagreement with Brucey. But even at that point, I didn't get bombed to the kids, but I went to Australia and went to Melbourne City, the team that Man City own, and I done really well. I wanted to stay for the rest of the season, but they only had something like, I think it was like $50,000 or something like that left in the salary cap, so they offered that to Villa for, I think it was only 2.5 months of their season left or something. And Aston Villa says, no, we're going to bring him back and we'll sort of reintegrate him, kind of thing. Anyway, I got back, mate, and the first day I was literally training with the under 16s. So
I hate when managers do that, mate.
And it just went, I never ever trained with the first team again after that. There was a couple of days, to be fair, to Spola. He was sort of doing it. I think they wanted to do it with Tommy Elphick, the centre-half, but I think because he was a lot older and more experienced and stuff, he sort of hung in about with the first team. But I didn't really get told. Just the physio told me you were a kid today.
But see, when that happens with the club, like you see what Isaac wants to leave and he's just filling. But when a club does that, nobody ever says anything about that.
Well, they're talking about it now, aren't they? About this bomb squad. What's happening? I mean, some days I wasn't even training with anybody, mate. The physio just told me, right, remember like 40s and 80s, the runs. They would just give me a list of runs and I'd be walking down there, fucking half an hour's walk with a bit of paper.
Aye.
Day the runs, and then that was me done. Some days I was on the way down there and the physio would come down his golf cart and say, oh, the 17s are off, did nobody tell you? So I was meant to be off and I was in and all
Raheem
that.
Sterling's doing it now and turning on 50 grand a week.
I know.
I mean, everyone's feeling sorry for him. Why?
No, Scott, I don't know if you want me getting this because you just tell me to shut up. But see, like, actually really...
Shut up.
So the other day when we were at Roscoe, actually kind of, like, we always have a laugh and we always have a joke, but the other day you actually said, I think, was it when you were at Villa or maybe Leeds, when you said you didn't come out the house for 2 years?
No, that was after Villa. And you might know this. The only time that I sort of came out the house when I'd been binned for Villa was when I knew that I could get steaming drunk.
Wow.
Just so that I felt like even now, I still struggle a wee bit like going to a gym and stuff like that because I feel as if everybody's watching
Talk about
me.
you, right?
Aye. But back then it was bad. So like when I used to go out with Tony Capaldi and Scale and that, I never went out thinking I can go and see the boys and just have a drink. I'm thinking I'm going out to get fucking leathered here and just forget about
Do you
everything.
think that came on because of the sort of stuff that happened at Villa where maybe people thought you had a bad attitude or
Aye,
just the way
because
it ended?
I think there was probably an embarrassment on my part as well, where you're looking at it and going, I think when you retire, right, you're going to go, hopefully you do anyway, on your terms, so you can then look back in your career and go, fuck, I'm happy with that, happy when it ended. But my career got finished for me. Do you know what I mean? It was just a case of Aston Villa bombed us, and then because of everything that went on at Aston Villa, nobody else would touch us. So there was a resentment in my head in my career, thinking it didn't end the way I wanted it to end. So I couldn't.
How old were you at the time, Russell?
Mate, I was only young. I think I'm probably left Aston Villa at like 32 or something like that. But it went on for like a period of like 2 years, just literally doing nothing. So I couldn't get my head around how my career had finished.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I felt like people were laughing at you, if you know what I mean, when you're out. So how I countered that was, and it was wrong. And that's why sometimes I talk about the PFA. They don't help players a lot. Like they're happy to come in if, for talking sake, it's highlighted like this thing with a bomb squad and all that. They might be happy to step in because the spotlight will then be on the PFA. But see the bits in the background where people are struggling and kids are struggling and players are fucking suicidal, depressed, all that stuff, mate. There's nowhere near enough help there. Nowhere near enough help. Mate, I went to them about depression and that, and they sent me to somewhere in London. I've never heard from them since.
Wow.
The PFA?
No follow-up, like, how was it? Is it alright if you... Because what they do is they'll book you maybe 4 sessions or 8 sessions with a psychiatrist and that. I went to one, mate. I've not heard from them since.
So rang that, mate.
That's mad.
So, aye, that's what happened, mate. I just felt as if I didn't want to leave the house because everybody was looking at me, even though, listen, nobody gives 2 fucks about me, do you know what I mean? They weren't looking at me, but in my head...
Well, you're absolutely loved.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that you've got us now. I don't know if that's a good thing or
No,
a
it's
bad thing,
probably a
but
bad thing.
you've got us
But
anyway.
you're absolutely loved in this country, mate. Okay,
Are we going to ask Baz?
There you go.
So Baz, obviously pet peeve section of the show. What annoys you in life and in football?
In football, I don't know if it's the same up here. There's a new rule that's come in this season and down in England where the goalie's got 6 seconds
Mate.
to get rid of it, or 8 seconds. Otherwise it's a corner and a warning to the goalie. But you know what it's like the last 10 minutes, you're fucked. Strikers are back defending. We were playing Portsmouth at the weekend, our strikers were up sitting in trying to defend 2-0 lead. Goalie's getting the ball and the ref's giving it free. The strikers are in our box still.
I'm just shelling it now.
The goalie's just kicking it and they're coming back at us.
Do you know what annoys you about that? There's always been a fucking rule in place about goalies holding the ball for too long.
Aye.
You know what I mean? So what?
Aye.
See if you just applied that rule for the last fucking 15 years.
Is that up here as well now?
Aye.
Is it the same?
I think it's as soon as they have it under control and there's no somebody near them, it's like, what is it, 6 seconds, 8 seconds or something like that. But it's like you said, see, once it gets to 5, fucking hell, man. Every ref's like, 5, 6, stood like that in the middle of the pitch. Fucking goals are shaking, trying to get rid of it.
You literally just give the team the ball back.
Aye, mate.
I give a penalty for it. Fuck it.
There's something about
Wait, we've still not seen one though. We've still not seen a corner.
not seen that.
Fucking...
Do you like the thing with the refs get the head, like top,
the ref cam.
the VR thing, you know what I mean with that?
The ref cam, when
The
they're
ref cam,
lining
do you
up
like that?
and it's
I'm not
that's
having that at
terrible.
all. Innit? Where is that coming from, mate?
Football's, it's going to be crazy because that's happening now. Imagine a couple of years
Do you think there'll be no ref on the pitch in
Did
a while?
you hear David Martin say that?
robot.
About AI? The game's just going to get ref by AI now.
AI.
Fucking ChatGPT ref in the game. Fucking amazing, that.
What about in daily life, mate, and bug you?
I was thinking about this on the way in, loads of things. My biggest one that I've always had in life is, and more so that they know that the younger ones are starting to just do what they want. Do you know, like if you're on a train or a bus and there's an old woman that comes on, and I was in the airport in Faro in the summer, and this a woman's struggling to go on the bus to go to the plane, and everybody's just watching her. And I've got my way, and I've given my way into my missus to go and help the woman on. But you've got young 18-year-olds just sitting there on the phones, like
No bother their arse.
watching, and won't get her a seat. So she's coming on, she's standing up holding, the bus is all over, she's falling all over the place. I just think,
Did you see it into the?
no, I just went and helped the woman on. But that's that's the worst for me when people,
Any lack
elderly
of manners,
people
isn't it?
come on a bus and nobody can give them their seat and let them stand and stuff like that. And you see it all the time now. I think it's crazy.
You can take that into the football world as well, though, can't you? I bet you would, when you were how many jobs did you have to do? And you would get fucking battered if the boots weren't shining and that.
When you leave to 4:30 every
Aye,
day.
That's
Our young kids
that
are
was a
crazy.
good day. At Rangers, that was a good day.
The young kids at our place, I remember when I was at Villa, I used to love I wanted to get into the first team changing room to see the lads, like the Petrovs, and just to try and speak to them. But our young lads now just walk past you, headphones on, no even, I'll say morning and
Nothing back.
they won't say anything.
What about Josh Hammond, the young Sheffield Wednesday player the last time he was on?
Do you know what as well? The nicest boy in the world.
Oh my
The wee
God,
guy.
the wee guy did a big statement tweeting about it.
Mate, I don't think I could be wrong here, but see when Josh said it, I don't know if he was just saying it because we were there. Like, see that way.
Aye,
I don't
no,
think
he
he's
was.
meant it in any badness in it.
I don't think he thought he said his name, is what he said to me.
Aye.
But the wee boy's a lovely wee guy as well.
Oh, mate, see when it
So
came
nice.
out.
Killed him as well, didn't he? Oh my God.
Does he leave the house now for 2 years? Thinks everybody's watching him.
Oh, your free course meal, Baz.
Um,
I'm looking forward to this. I
gonna be classy,
I hope
innit?
it's nothing mental, mate.
It's crazy. It's a bad mix, to be honest. You wouldn't sit
I
down
hope
and
it's
order
not like
in
the
a
way
restaurant.
sat and
I know.
speak about.
But me?
No.
He thinks scallops is some fucking mad outlandish food.
Homemade soup. My mum's homemade soup.
Lentil?
Aye.
Oh,
Ham
brilliant.
hock.
Bread and butter.
Oh, but a class that.
Ham hock and the...
Aye, bread and butter dipping it in.
Aye, 100%.
Brilliant.
Main, I had it last night actually, because down in England, you'll know as well, chicken curries in England are
Shite.
awful.
Terrible.
Awful. So that's the first, my mum was like, I'll put something on for you. I was like, no. So I went to where I was brought up and got a chicken curry, so I'd say chicken curry.
So, chicken, you can get that in Ballini, mate. You get a jail, you can get that.
No, I like it. So, for what's any wee start?
It's
Weird
got to
chicken
be
curry.
salt and pepper chips.
Oh, now we're talking.
Chicken balls.
Oh, sweet and sour sauce, Adam.
Aye.
I've got to go curry sauce with chicken balls.
Do you?
Mate, I'm
Aye.
satay sauce.
Is it?
Are you satay?
I like sweet and sour or some sort of sauce and all, but
Old
satay
bastard.
sauce, mate.
Aye, it's chicken curry all day. Prawn crackers as well. Dessert. Any cheesecake really. I'm a big cheesecake man. Ice cream cheesecake. Probably salted caramel cheesecake I've had
Fuck
to.
are you, man?
See with prawn crackers, do you use it as like a spoon or do you do a
Ah.
sandwich?
No, anybody that uses prawn crackers as anything like that should be fucked.
What do you mean as scoop it?
So like scoop it as,
No.
like, as if it's a spoon and...
No,
No,
a lot
put
of
this-
what people don't
I'll put it
tell
on
you
you.
do that.
Aye.
What do you mean, like a sandwich?
So if I get a prawn cracker, I'll just like scoop it and
Aye.
just eat it. No, but like, so would you never like, so get one, like fork it in the tap, put another one on tap and eat it as a sandwich,
Never,
no?
never tried
Done
that.
it once,
actually.
brilliant.
Mate, is this for real?
Here's one for you.
Prawn
This
cracker
could
sandwich?
be a ridiculous question. Cheesecake. Has it got cheese on it?
I think so.
No.
What the fuck's it called? A cheesecake for then?
It's a good point, but
Has
I
it got
don't
cheese
like,
in it?
I
Is
think,
that...
I think the base is.
Can't have cheese. No.
No.
The base is biscuit.
Base is fucking
It's biscuit, aye.
Aye, I know it's biscuit, but I think
It's a
there's
cheesy
cheese-
biscuit.
I think there's cheese through it.
Is it? Is it?
Soft cheese
Is
through
it?
it, mate.
Well, there you go. Maybe it wasn't so
Brilliant.
daft. Cheesecake's got cheese in it.
Right, Andy, we're ready,
Right,
everybody.
so as you know, this week we're delighted to be joined by Barry Bannan. Not a bad weekend to come up as well, mate. We won the goal.
Fucking hell. If it was any other weekend leading up to the
Is that how you know we coming
Staying
down?
up.
I've been in my house at him for 2 years. No, why to come out. Actually, I've come on this week.
Good goal, mate.
It was a free kick, goalie's side. It was debatable goalie, to be honest. But I actually heard the goalie telling the charger, as I'm where the ball, to take that side of the goal. So the goalies came up to me after the game and was like, did I leave a bit too much? And I was like, I heard you saying to the charger it's his side.
No, it's probably the fact you told me you were going to dive that away, mate.
So it was all right. It was just, I was hitting it that side anyway, and just because it's a bit too close to the goal to go up and out of the wall. But no, it was a good result. Obviously, we've struggled this season. I think we're at a point on the board before the weekend, so it was good to get our first one and get up and running.
Well, you're telling us just fair. It is crazy what's been going on at the club, mate, innit? And you're dealing with so much outside of the sort of the football side of it.
It's been hard since probably the end of last season. I think the first time we never got paid in time last year was March, when we were probably still in with a chance of playoffs last season. It was before Hull. We never got paid that week, and we ended up losing to Hull in the last minute at Hillsborough, and it kind of just all went downhill for there. And then in the summer, obviously, it was like three months before, no paid, and no as in days, it was like 3-4 weeks at a time, and then we were 2 months behind, so you can imagine the boys are on holiday with their families, and as I said, there's nobody really at the club to contact to get a hold of the chairman. It's probably me and the chairman's secretary, because we've not really got people in jobs, that sporting directors or whatever the job titles are nowadays. So I was getting a lot of phone calls for the boys, which I've never really had to deal with. Like, I just like going out and playing football and trying to be a captain by leading by example on the pitch. I'm not really an amazing captain off the pitch. So I was getting asked all sorts of questions which weren't really up, like I'd never know the answers to, so I had to phone the chairman, spoke to him, and obviously we just got kinda, I'm trying my hardest, which he is, but we're in a bad position and it's not nice, but you've just got to kinda, like I said before I came on, is the games now and the season starting kinda helps a wee bit, because you're more focused on trying to get results for the club, and it kinda puts all that in the background.
Was it every player that didn't get paid, Baz? Or was it one of the ones where like 2-3 big assets got played and then...
It was at the start, so everybody wasn't getting paid, but if you go 2 months of no getting paid, you can hand your notice in, and the club don't really have a leg to stand on. So for about, he was clever in a way where in the summer some people were getting paid who were assets, like Josh, the goalie, Jan Valerie, and people like that who have probably got sell-on value. So they were getting paid, but then it got to the point where we were struggling that much that he kind of knew he couldn't pay them, even though he wanted to try and keep them, to sell them. They couldn't, and that's how Josh and Michael Smith ended up leaving in the end, because they handed their notices in and were able to leave in a free. So at the start it was everybody, but then the rule obviously he became aware of and he tried to protect the assets, but then it got to a point where he couldn't even do that.
Well, listen, I think if the fans had the option, they'd pay you, because you're a proper club legend there, aren't you? See, during all this, is that harder for you as well, given obviously the connection you've got with the club since you've been there over 10 years?
It is hard. It's for me, it's not really, like, you'll know, you've been at clubs where your teammates don't really matter. It's more that when it starts happening to the staff and the people who are relying on that monthly wage. Obviously there is footballers in the changing room who need the wage as well because they're on less and it's young boys coming up. But for me it was mainly the staff. When you go in and look at the chef, you've got the cleaners and the backroom staff like the secretary who are not getting paid as well, and then you start to think to yourself, it doesn't really matter about me and your teammates, it's about them. There was some stories like there was a guy that was going on, I think he had his stag and then his wedding the following week, so he was waiting on that money to go on his stag do, and then his wedding was the following week. I don't know if his wedding had been paid, but they're the people that you worry about, and that was affecting me because you're looking at these people and think we're all right to get by, but then you're looking at them and they actually really they need it.
They're the proper souls of football clubs, aren't they? Like kitchen staff and people like that. Were you ever close, Roscoe, at any point with your club with like backroom teams that nobody really knows?
See the exact same. Just before I left Leeds to go to Fulham, that I've spoken about this before. That was the main reason. I didn't want to leave Leeds. The main reason why I left is because of that. But at that point, they'd lost their jobs. They'd sacked the kitchen staff. Boys were bringing in their own packed lunches and that. They went to Italy pre-season and the training pitch was locked because they hadn't paid the bill to use the pitch and that. The laundry staff had been sacked. So when you come into training ground, the reception desk, they were told, I think there was 2 of them, and they were told to make a decision themselves. One of them had to be let go and that, but they were happy enough to pay my wages. And obviously, similar to you at the time, you're thinking, well, a month's wage for me, it's good money and that, but it could be used better elsewhere. But like that, they were only paying me because they knew fine well that they did offers for other clubs. So if they stopped paying me, I could have went and left in a free. So it was the exact same position that the senior players at Leeds were put in. And you had guys like Stevie Warnock and probably, I don't know if Brownie was still there at the time, Michael Brown and that, who had amazing careers down in England. They didn't need the money either, and they were the same, probably getting a wee bit of their wage here and there and that. So I can totally get where you're coming from, where you're looking at it going, people are losing their jobs, and it's not even just their jobs that they're losing. If it kept going another 2 months or whatever, before you know it, you've got notices, you can't pay your mortgage, you can't fucking, like, how can you clothe the kids? How can you pay for the kids' school lunches? You've got no money to pay for it. It just spirals. It spirals.
But does it seem if it's getting any better, the situation?
I think in terms of, for us on the pitch, because like I said, playing games every week is taking that side away from it. We got paid in last month, perfectly fine, everybody got paid. But it's getting to the point now at the club where you're looking to your payday and thinking, I might not get paid here. So you're having to, and the thing is, we don't even get told weeks in advance. It'll be the night before payday. So then you have to start scrambling to move things around, like, because everybody's bills normally come first of the month when all your bills come out. So I was saying this to the chairman as well about trying to find out in advance so you can give people the heads up so they can move money around and help, because like Roscoe said, there's mortgages, and you know what it's like if you miss a payment in your mortgage, they're straight on you and it affects people's credit for the rest of their life. So
if you gave up your 25 grand goal bonus, maybe.
That's how I've started scoring.
Club's fucked now.
Well, Leeds is on to happier times anyway.
Go on, Andy boy.
Obviously, your big moment, promotion, League One to Championship. We spoke about Josh a couple of times. He gets that goal in extra time. What was that day like?
Couldn't have happened to a worse person.
Oh, I know, mate. Still puts it on his Instagram once a week.
Did you get a text after that?
Aye, straight away. Did you watch your game, mate?
I roomed with him the night before, and his dad came into the hotel the morning of the game, and it's obviously a family moment with him and his dad called it, to be fair, because his dad scored the winner years before, didn't he, for Hull, and he says, you're going to do it today. So that was nice to see that. But no, it was amazing, because obviously Sheffield Wednesday shouldn't really be in the League One. They're a massive club. So we had a season in League One where we got beat with Sunderland in the semi-finals, who are also a massive club. So he got out at the second time, and obviously that was the first thing I'd won as a footballer. Not as Division 1, but it's still good to walk up these steps at Wembley and pick up a trophy, especially as captain as well. So that was a great feeling.
We were talking about this last week. See, when you was playing like big games like that, can you look back now and remember anything about the game?
No, I see it sometimes. I don't really watch my games back ever. I never watch my games. I love football, but I'd never watch my game back. Like, I remember when I was growing up and I used to live with my mum and dad, they used to always record it, but I would just get home and play my PlayStation or something. I wouldn't watch the game back. And I'm still the same now. I'll watch other games, like religiously, always watching football, but never watch my own games back. So I couldn't even tell you some of the things that happened in that playoff final.
That's mad, they're just a blur. When you're playing the big games, you don't remember nothing for them.
It's wee snippets for your career as well. See, when you meet somebody and you're out and about and they go, oh, do you remember it? And you've got to say aye, but you genuinely don't. Genuinely don't. Like, talk about goals and that. Remember? Aye. Don't fucking remember it at all.
I remember when I've had a proper beast, it's fucking every week, but we talked about that Zaha game, I remember every fucking minute for that game, mate.
Wait, what's that? Was that an absolute roasting that?
Mate, you've never seen it like it, mate. I'm telling you right now, you've never seen it.
Mate,
He's one of the guys that see every time he gets the ball, he just wants to take you on. He's like, I'm going to fucking pass it back. I was just choking for Balakwisha to come on, mate. Just fucking pass it back. Honestly, mate.
Was it video? Was it cameras? Was there cameras on it?
No, I don't think it was on Sky like that, but I thought, mate, he got his first ever England call-up 3 days later. Ever. Because what he done to me that day.
I would pay anything. See, I can't tell you the amount of satisfaction I would get out of that watching that, mate.
Because I'm the type of person as well where like I'll look like I'm trying, you know what I mean? So I'm pure trying to get close to him and trying to tackle him.
Did you not try to get
anyone?
Did you know the old one where like you're shouting for somebody else to come here and double up?
Nah, no, I probably should have, aye.
It couldn't be a worse person to take, because he would be thriving on it as well. He would have seen you and he'd be thinking, I'm loving it.
He wants to take the piss at you, didn't he?
Aye, he loves it.
He was doing it well. But now you get the pure good feeling though. I'm getting roasted one side, right? But I'm seeing Stuart Parnby against Balassi the other side. I'm like, he's fucking having one.
Have you ever had a game like you're like, fuck this boy, he is all over me here. Can I get near him?
I got whipped at Selhurst Park one year at Palace, but there was more behind it. But basically I was playing against that Dembele from Tottenham.
Everybody talks about him, didn't they, when they play against him?
He was unbelievable. So I only started because we played Dartford or something in the FA Cup. Pardew's first game in charge. He played like the second team, so we won. I done well. And he had to play me, but I could tell he never wanted to play me just because I'd done so well in the cup game against Dartford. So I started and I was playing against Dembele. I got booked probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes in, and I could not get near him. Like, I'm quite sharp at turning as well. He was big, strong and quicker at turning. Dropping shoulders, couldn't get anywhere near him.
Did they flying at the ground at any point?
What was Big Yedenak shouting?
I don't know.
Was he playing?
He was playing the other side because he didn't want to come near him.
Exactly, aye. Hide and seek.
So dragged at half time that time, but there's been a few talking about getting thrown to the ground and a drinking story. When I was at Aston Villa, I was in Carl Russell, Skills, mate.
Oh, right, aye.
Baldy fella.
Yep.
I was out done the Saturday night. We were playing Newcastle on Tuesday night in the Premier League. Done the Saturday night in Birmingham. Sunday all day. I was in Carl Russell's house Monday morning now, like probably 3 a.m. He's a Villa fan as well, season ticket holder. He's like, you're going to have to get home. So I went home into training on the Monday, steaming, trained, got through it. Tuesday night, training, game on Tuesday night against Newcastle at Villa Park. And can you remember, it was Kabay just signed for Newcastle and Sissoko.
Yeah.
So Sissoko was playing.
Legs.
They beat us 3-0. I always remember this moment of the game, just a snip. I can't remember the game. Don't know if that was because I can't remember because I was steaming my fucking... But I remember Sissoko came running. I'm running with the ball and he just came out and just hit me. And you know the way sometimes you can hang me yourself with your hands? He hit me that hard that my face hit the grass. I got up and I had a grass burn under my eye. I had a grass burn under. I couldn't save myself with my arms or anything. Just smashed me strong as anything. My hands couldn't save me. I came up and I was like that. Fucking hell, I looked in the changing room. I had a grass burn under my eye.
That is the worst feeling of football, isn't it? Getting weight.
You're mortified, mate.
You must have wasted a few centre-halves in your time though.
No
centre-halves.
No, man, no centre-halves.
You're stocky, mate.
I know, but it wasn't a weights. It was just get your arse in and they can't move you.
Nah, you had the John McGinn bum, didn't you?
Well, fuck it. Maybe a wee
Because
bit.
you get licked every weekend.
A wee bit bigger. Wee bit cleaner. Have you heard that story?
What,
I tell you. In Magaluf, apparently I was offering birds 20 grand to lick my arsehole. Didn't even have 20 grand, mate. IOUs, Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, even cleaner. Clean it up. That's sensational. Are you missing Josh about the dressing room?
I do, because I'm good mates with him.
Aye.
I'm really close with him. But he's no everybody's cup of tea. So I bet you a few people in there are glad.
Would the dig boys out in that, like, half time after games?
He's opinionated.
Is he?
I don't know if he was like that at Rangers. I don't know what he'd be like in a... But he was one of the main players at our place, so he was vice captain, because if Liam Palmer wasn't playing last year, he would get the armband if I wasn't playing. So I was, like Andy said, opinionated, but an unbelievable professional.
I know.
Like, people look for the outside, and obviously people know he doesn't drink and that, but professionalism's eats well. He's one of the fittest players I've came across.
So you know what? In the top 10 ever goal scorers for Sheffield Wednesday.
He did. He got in the top 10 before last season. But
something else.
His fitness, and he can sprint. So everything that you want in the modern day that people would look for in the
He
computer.
was proper underappreciated at Rangers.
He's some player. He's a good player.
He is really
He's a good player.
Because he's technically good as well. So we're just talking about pace, can run all day, and you're technically good.
Good finish,
if you probably ask most Rangers fans, they would just say he's like, alright, like, and I know that's what Rangers and Celtic are like. The team's not doing well, the players aren't good, do you know what I mean? But
he's
Josh
one of them
good.
players that the older he gets and he starts to lose his pace, because he's that good technical, he could probably play centre mid, centre midfielder.
I didn't know, but I knew he was a decent player in that, but in terms of technical and that, I never looked at him as a...
He's technical.
Scored a world at the weekend.
He scored 2,
One of them he cuts inside, corner in the box, cuts in the right foot, far top corner.
But you see players like that have came up here as well, and you think of like Kieran Dowell, Tom Lawrence, they've come up here and been hopeless. But I would have looked at them more down south, more than a Windass, thinking that they're more technical players than a Windass. Two things with that is I'd seen them play a lot more than Josh Windass. So when I used to see Windass playing, I would just think, fucking hell, he's rapid, do you know what I mean? Whereas I'd look at a Lawrence and a Dibble and think, they're technical players.
I was going to Baz, I know he's dedicated, Josh, and all that, but tell me this isn't true. Did he go like it was a 10k or something on his wedding day in the morning?
That's
too much.
Fucking mad.
I'll tell you that's too much, mate.
10k in the morning of your wedding day?
I got there the night before, and they were I got a late flight for Mexico, I think, from holiday to go there with my wife, and they were all in a bar, so I went to the bar, and I must have been there half an hour and he left.
he said wedding.
I was just sitting with people who were there that stayed, but he said I'm going home, and then he got up. I don't know if Wes done it. Wes was staying in the villa with him, Wes Forningham, and Hobby as well. There was a few footballers, I don't know if they all done it, but he definitely done it.
Shall be James' husband? No?
James' husband,
it is.
Played with him as well.
He was at Fulham with me, actually.
He was at Fulham. Aye.
Bit much that, Andy boy, though.
That is mental.
But that's him.
But he's never drank it, never drank.
We got him a Guinness, and he's non-alcoholic Guinness on his stag do in New York, and he had a sip of it and never touched it.
To be fair, but I mean that is definitely too far. But we're saying how fit he is, like probably half of that's down there, because he was doing like when you go in the pre-season now, it's all Strava 5k, and you used to do at Rangers, you used to do a time trial on a Monday. You had to do a 5k on a Monday, and everybody put their times, and they made that leaderboard. Nobody cared, but Josh, mate. Josh like 16 minutes.
Well, Andy, here's one to get the tails wagging, and we'll put this out in a poll. What's the best atmosphere out of Ellen Road and Hillsborough? This is gonna.
I've had
This is
Hillsborough in a really bad one. Did you play when they beat Leeds 6-0?
No, I came after that. I remember it.
The headline in the paper the next day was "Gone in 60 seconds." It was Big Matt Smith. We're 2-0 down at half time, so they brought a
Sheffield beat Leeds 6-0?
6-0 at Sheffield. 2-0 down at half time, mate. So the manager made a sub. He brought Big Matt Smith on. We were thinking, all right, fucking, he's got to do something for us. Centre was took, start of second half. We played it back to centre half. He's done the diag into the corner. Big Matty, boom, elbowed the centre half. We get beat 6-0. Great substitution at the headline. Gone in 60 seconds. It was about 15 seconds. Honest, 6-0.
I'd say Ellen Road's been better for my experiences, but
like
for
that,
a one-off game, that game I'm talking about, Hillsborough was was louder. Aye, that was fucking... Who was the big striker, big target man striker? Howard?
No, who?
Atina here.
No, something
Steve Howard.
Steve Howard. Always remember it was him. He definitely scored at least one. It was 2-0 up inside 10 minutes in a game. They needed to win to stay up, and oh my God.
Do you think that Sheffield rivalry is one of the fiercest in England?
I think it's, I agree with you, it's definitely top 3. Well, I always remember the Villa Birmingham one with Jack Grealish. Remember
I say that's one of the biggest rivalries in England.
Aye.
The boy just...
Have to be up there, just one eye.
He just right hooks him from behind, didn't he?
See if he hit him properly, mate.
Aye.
It's dangerous. He's lucky he hit him with his here, didn't he? But if he actually caught him with his fist on his chin, he was
Man, does Grealish not end up scoring the winner in that game?
Scored the winner, aye.
How good
That's amazing,
man. See, he's a neutral, you don't care. Oh, you're buzzing.
That's like happening to you. The equivalent of Celtic and Rangers down there, innit? Birmingham and Villa.
Aye,
and he's a young Villa fan against Birmingham. It's like you doing that Park Kid.
Do you think he'll ever go back to Villa? Do you think it's probably too far gone now, age-wise?
I don't know, because he had problems with the Villa fans last year at Villa Park.
Oh, did he?
Why? They sold him for 100 million.
I know, Team City.
I don't understand that.
No.
It's crazy. So he had problems with him last year, so he played him just, didn't he? And I think my mates were saying that he clapped him after the game at Everton Stadium, but I thought if he was going, it would have been
this year, aye.
Right, well, Slaney, you're just back for your Udinese blog. We've got this race to 150k. So Slaney's got the opportunity to do something you have wanted to do
my whole life, mate.
Your whole life.
I reckon, though, Andy, I think most football fans, proper football fans, I know you get people that kid only like it. I'm somebody that loves the game inside out. And I think every proper football fan would love to go to this game, Bock of your River. You know, everybody plays, and it's not like me begging. The difference...
No, it is, come on, just beg. Go on your knees, like, give them a proper...
Not on my knees, Andy, but what I'm saying is, everybody hit that subscribe button because it makes such a difference. Some people, you don't think it makes such a difference in order for us to be able to book these amazing trips. Because this season, maybe we want to really make them bigger and better. And hitting that subscribe button, liking, sharing it, doing whatever you can do to help. And in return, we'll make sure we bring you the greatest vlog in return, almost as if you're their ways.
Yeah, so please hit that subscribe button, help us reach the target. Like
Thanks, Andy boy. Well, just before we move on to the weekend's football, today's podcast is brought to you by our partners at the Drake in Glasgow's West End. And if you watched the show last week, you'll know that the famous 20% off discount from the club is now applicable to the Drake.
Now what?
It's now applicable to the Drake.
Yeah, it's just quote open goal when you're in and get 20% off your food bill. Celtic and Rangers are both back in Europa League action this week, and you can watch both games at the Drake this Wednesday with Celtic travelling to Red Star, and then on Thursday Rangers take on Genk at Ibrox. How do you think the games will be, lads? Celtic, Red Star, Rangers, Genk?
I fancy both Celtic and Rangers. Fancy them both.
Celtic away, Rangers at home.
I think Celtic just picking up nicely now. With the new signings in the building, they're starting to look good, and Rangers get a massive win at the weekend.
You happy with that, Rangers Celtic double?
I think Celtic have got the toughest out the two. I think I was looking before I came in here. Arnautovic plays up front for Partizan, didn't he? I was looking, they beat Red Star at the weekend. I looked at their team in that. I think that could be quite tough. I fancy Rangers at home, especially after winning on Saturday. I think that'll help them. Obviously, Ibrox as well. And European nights is always rocking, and they always get good results. So I think Celtic might struggle.
Take a point.
Aye, I do.
I don't think size probably not a bad one.
I think
they've got tough fixtures, isn't they?
I think it'll be a tough game for Celtic, but I also think, depending on the start, it could be a long night for Rangers as well. It's all right saying the atmosphere at Ibrox, but
could be the opposite.
It doesn't start where you think. You're probably going to it, but at the start of the Hibs game, if they go 1-0, it was just about to turn.
It was teetering.
Luckily that goal got chopped. If that didn't get chopped off, then all hell was going to break loose.
See, where do you stand on that, mate, with that protest at the game at the weekend, Rangers and Hibs? Where do you stand with that 12 minutes into the all the boys on? Listen, it may be different when you actually support that club, but I don't like it, mate.
I've had it this season, so Sheffield Wednesday fans are protesting every game at the minute, but it's not affecting the game itself, which I think's way better. I just feel as if when it starts to affect the game, because you know what it's like as a player, if your team's got the momentum, that could stop that.
Which, by the way, I think is what happened. Rangers start the game well in the first 10 minutes, and then obviously when the balls get thrown on, then there's that wee kind of, whatever it may be, 2-minute break. After that, Hibs started looking dangerous. It's 2-3 chances.
They probably sense that sort of the atmosphere around the place.
I don't mind the outside, the front door at Ibrox and that. I think where Rangers are at the now, how bad it sort of looks, you've got to kind of expect that a wee bit. But in terms of all the throwing stuff onto the pitch and things like that, I think if you want to come to the game, you come to the game, but you're there to support the team.
How big was that for Russell Martin, do you think, Roscoe? I know in the grand scheme of things it's not going to change everybody's opinion, but in terms of that game,
if you take that one in isolation, right? They're out the Champions League. They are more or less out the league, if we're honest. If you were to then add in that they're going to be out the League Cup as well, and it's fucking not the end of September. No wins.
I'll be honest with you, I think we're talking about 5 league games, right? So out the Champions League, I think I don't think you can class that because they came up against a Club Brugge team who are flying. I even think to get to that stage, I think
do you think the league's done, Roscoe?
I think if they were to change the manager round about now, I don't think Celtic are great shakes right now. I think there'll be more of a chance to catch Celtic if they made the decision to change managers now. I think if they let it go any longer, I can see Celtic stretching that lead even.
But can you believe how turmoil it is, though, how much they want Russell Martin? Now, listen, I'm not saying the first 4 or 5 league games, whatever, he's no win a game. That isn't good enough. But for a manager just coming in, building a new team, would it not be right in saying like the fans should get behind them and support them, rather than creating this like a horrible atmosphere?
I know, but you've also got to sympathise a wee bit with the fans, because you look across fucking from Glasgow to Motherwell. Your manager's done it, and the players that he's brought in and they've fucking been signed for over 30 million quid. They should be a lot better than they are.
No, I agree with that, and I say it's not acceptable for if you just come into a Rangers job. But it is only, I mean, I know they play.
On the face of it, it's 5 games. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
5 league games, and the performances haven't been good enough. And I think maybe the fans' argument is they've not seen signing print, but I think the reaction is incredible, mate. Like 5 games into the league and there's protests happening, balls getting thrown on the pitch, the game getting stopped. Like, I would understand this, say, if we're running about maybe the Christmas period and it's still going on, and then you get the fans are. But I just feel, are you no better getting behind the manager and supporting them, and then the players get a better feel, because they know the players going to that pitch will be all other places.
He can't. The manager basically can't do right for doing wrong. But the problem is at the start they didn't want him in. If we're honest, they're honest enough to say that they didn't want him in at the start. So when that happens, you have to hit the ground running. If you don't, it's all right at smaller clubs, but if it's a Celtic or Rangers, you cannot cancel out that. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, I was at the Old Firm game, and I was sitting there, and he said he didn't hear the Nico Raskin chants. I mean,
it was the loudest thing of all time.
It was the loudest. It was the loudest thing ever. You can't drown out that noise, and it's only going to get worse unless they can do what they've done at the weekend, which is win football.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So see, like, I think it's 12 games or maybe 13 games now he's been in charge. My big thing is like the results have obviously been really poor. I don't think there's been a good performance in the game. I actually think like Hearts, us, Dundee, I think all these games they've no deserved to win. Yeah. So it's not like the battering teams. But I actually think that's the first performance at the weekend where I think it's been good. I don't think it was brilliant, but I thought it was good. And then see certain things where you're talking about Russell Martin coming here with a style which you would have played against his team down south. It was all about dominating the ball, creating chances. That's actually the first time you've actually seen certain patterns working. Now, the second goal, for example, the second goal's 34 passes, every player gets a touch of the ball, there's a forward running in behind to score a goal. So I think that, now it's not going to change everybody's perception or everybody's opinion on Russell Martin, far from it, so it's straight away, but at least they've now got something that they can build on. Like, you've got that win, you're through, you've got a good performance. But for me, Rangers need to go on like a 10-game winless run. Winning every game. I think that's what they need to do to change any.
See, you're looking at it as well, and you might agree with this. It's probably the first time where I've looked at the looked at the game and looked at the lineups and thought, right, that's the best team that Rangers could actually put on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And also they've had a full week of training. Do you know what I mean? So it does. I know people say, "Oh, but it should be doing this, should be doing that," but having that full week's training as well is beneficial to the team.
Well, it leads it perfect to. It is just. It's mad that Raskin comes in. You always feel like football's scripted at certain points in time, don't you?
That's brilliant.
You just knew if somebody was going to get that goal, Baz, or whatever it may be, that it was obviously Raskin. It was a difference maker at the weekend. Have you watched it? I take it you still watch a lot of it.
I watched the game. I watched it on the way back from our game. I watched till half time. He's Rangers' his best player, but you don't know, like we've spoke about at Football Clubs Load, you don't know what's happening on a day-to-day basis.
So we don't know what he's done.
So I know Russell from obviously playing with him for Scotland, and I know how good a pro he is, and he was always a good pro, led by example. So I can imagine that he'll take that into his managerial career as well. So I'm not saying it's happened, but if he sees people step him out of line and he's not happy with certain things, him as a pro wouldn't have let it happen. He would have jumped on it then. So maybe that's what's been happening there. So, but at the end of the day, my cousin's a big Rangers fan, so I speak to him all the time about it. He's their best player by a country mile. So I'm not saying you've got to give him some leeway, but especially when people are asking for your throat and trying to get you out the job, I think you need to try and get your best player on side, whether it's, I don't know, taking him into the office and trying to work it out. I think obviously they've tried that. But no, going back to the game on Saturday, he was brilliant. Listen, he's been away with Belgium, playing for Belgium, scoring for Belgium as well. So for him to come back and no start the first game was a bit weird for me. I thought he was a shoe-in to start the game. But no, it's like you said, it always happens in football, doesn't it? When these kind of episodes go on, the player gets a chance and ends up scoring, and the manager probably fuming inside.
See that one? No, see.
That's what I was going to say. We were laughing and joking with him scoring at Belgium. See him scoring at the weekend. He's like, was that Raskin? Fucking hell.
But see with players in the dressing room when this happens, where do you stand with this? Or maybe it's happened in your time where a player's maybe been bombed out with the manager. Do the players kind of go, well, his attitude's poor, so he might be a best player, but we can't have that? Or are they like, if I'll just get him in the team?
It depends, and I don't know if you would comment on this as well. I know quite a few people who know Russell, and people saying that Raskin is being hard to work with because he's questioning things and all that. This doesn't scream me an episode where it's just a player questioning a manager why they're doing things or something like that. There's something bigger than that. I don't think Russell Martin's the kind of guy that would leave a player out because a player's got an opinion or a question on why they're doing things. There's something bigger that's happening.
You need to find out, man. You need to find out for us.
He's quite open as well, Russell. So I met Rangers were at St George's Park with us in the summer, the same time as us. So I met him obviously with Josh and was speaking away to him, and he's open, but obviously if something's happened which is too big and he can't come out and say, and it must be quite bad.
See with that episode, sorry, that's what I don't get either, because in a roundabout way, if something really bad did happen, you would think that when Russell's back's against the wall and everybody wants his throat, if he was actually to come out and tell the press and the public exactly what happened, that might buy him a wee bit of leeway in terms of
his side.
Actually, exactly, we're on your side. You can't do that. It's impossible for a player to do that. So we get why he made that decision, but he never did.
I always wonder how much it's controlled by the players as well. So like, if I use, for example, when I was at Rangers, I think you have never played him, but I think you will know that Alfredo Morelos didn't have a great attitude. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't a great pro, but the players would control him. So the players wouldn't let him step out of line. And by the way, he was one of the Tater boys that see if you gave him a wee kick up the arse, he'd take it. And so I wonder, is he that big a character that certain players in the dressing room be carried on? I don't know, because like he says, you're not in there every day, so you don't know what's happened or how it's went about.
See on Alfredo, I had an apartment at Lansfield Quay, and he lived like a couple of wars through. He's not a bad pro, mate. I seen him doing doggies in the car park at Lansfield Quay.
What a doggy?
I swear to God, he was doing his runs in the car park at Lansfield Quay.
He was brilliant though. Have you ever, has it ever happened to you in your career, Baz, where you've seen like a teammate being frozen out that's a big character and it's affected everybody else in the dressing room? Or?
There's been quite a few. There's Forestieri refused to travel to Norwich my second season at Wednesday.
He's some player, him.
Aye, he was unbelievable. He was obviously for different, wanted a move, a bid get turned down, so he never travelled. But see, for me, I want to win games, so as long as it's not outrageously bad and it affects the whole team. If I was in the Rangers changing room, I don't know what he's done. I would probably want him back, because at the end of the day, I'm just bothered about winning on a Saturday, and if he's your best player, get him back within reasons. So, like we're talking, we don't know what the reason is. It must be big, and Russell probably can't come out. If Russell comes out, like we said, he's quite open and tells everybody what happened, it's going to devalue their biggest asset.
I know, but I just think that you look at it from the outside, that he seems to have been backed into such a small corner where he just had nowhere to turn. I think if it is something really that bad, and he did say it, then it gives him a wee bit of leeway, so the fans and the press and that go, actually, you made the right decision, you can't do that as a professional.
I wonder what this was,
player.
the celebration, do you notice that?
Do you think, because you've obviously played for Rangers and that, do you think if Russell did come out that the fans would take his side on it?
I don't think he can now, but see what he done with Iggy, man. You were here on the Monday. I loved that. I thought quite right. Don't you hang your neck out to dry when a player's actually refused to play for the football club? Yeah. But obviously what was good about that is then Iggy, man, he probably knew he was leaving in 48 hours. I think if you know that Raskin's still going to be at the club, now I know I think it's pretty common well knowledge he was close to leaving or whatever, but I think now it's probably worked out for the best for him that he never said anything, because he needs him for now to January. But I don't think this has done this. Like, I know he's back in the team, but it looks to me as if a bid comes in or if there's interest in January, I think Russell will get rid of him. Quite happy to.
But you obviously played against Southampton in the Championship. Did they play like proper football? Were they really good?
They did, but I think the difference from him doing it down there and up here is, you know what teams in the Championship are like? They all want to. They think they can. Everybody thinks they can beat everybody.
Saying that last week, weren't we?
You're pressing and it plays into their hands because they've got patterns of play, and teams will set up to try and press one way against his build-up. But he was good in a way that he could change it. So sometimes it would be, I think it was Walker Peters at the time, that would roll inside, and then if you tried to stop that, the other wing back would roll in and Walker Peters would play as like a free. So, but you're getting pressed up here. You've got the ball, 70%, 80%. Teams are sitting half you, it's a low block. So it's different, whereas teams were going up in the Championship, and then you break that press, and then you've got the best players as well in the attacking third too. You don't really need patterns of play, they just go and do their own thing and make things happen. That's
the first time that Rangers have played, so at the weekend played James Tavernier high and wide. And every game that Rangers have played this season, whether it's been Max Aarons, Tav, they've all either been building as a flat four or inverting.
Aye.
But James Tavernier was high and wide, Mikey Mill was playing inside the pitch. So to be fair, he's obviously, like you said, he's kind of rectified it, changed it, and I thought it looked miles better at the weekend. They actually played with a lot of bodies higher up the pitch as well. It was like a 3-2, and there was like 4 in there. Playing them behind Miovski.
But do you think you can turn it round?
I do, because I think the results that they've had in the league, that kind of keep happening. Because they've got the best players in the league. So I think obviously them beating Hibs will be a big confidence boost for the players who are new and don't know what the club's all about. So I think the results will go, but I don't know if it'll paper over the cracks, i.e. Old Firm games, Europe. But realistically, they should win a lot of the games coming up. I've seen the next 5 fixtures. They're all winnable and should win them, but does that paper over the cracks and buy them time before they play at Celtic Park?
Are you surprised with the reaction to him? so early on?
No, really, because
That's what it
it's the
is.
size of the club, innit? It comes with, it's part and parcel. I know people say it's 5 games, but like Roscoe's saying, that league basically could be finished already.
You could be bottom of the league after 5 games. So, but I was going to put this to you too. Have you ever had a manager come in with a completely different style to the one previously? And how quickly did they manage to get that to work? Or did it start slow and then eventually, over time, you've seen a lot of progress?
You're doing brilliant at this, Eddie. Yeah. Can't fucking keep up with you.
Motherwell, actually. We went from finishing second bottom, staying up with a skinny with teeth under Maurice Malpass, and he got binned and Matt McGee came in. You would have been there, actually.
Just been breaking in, I think.
Why were you breaking in? We went for a horrendous sort of style of football to then Matt McGee came in. Day 1 pre-season, he went 4-3-3, fuck it. Full-backs high, boy dropping in for middle of the park and that, and it was pretty instant. We actually finished third. We finished third that season, which
Europa League winner.
at that point in time, that's a club like Motherwell winning the league.
Yeah.
So it was pretty instant. That's how, when people say it needs time and stuff, when you've been in a situation where you've actually seen it work really quickly, it's like you want to give them time, but at the same time you've seen it work in other places. So, and that was with less talented players.
What about you, Baz?
I've so Danny Rowe came in. We had Cisco Munoz, Spanish fella, that wanted to play football, but we never really had the players. We just got promoted from League One. He was Spanish, total football, but we went from Darren Moore to trying to play total football to then Danny Rowe came in. I think we were 12 games in and we were on 2 points. Like, terrible start to the season. Danny came in, obviously assessed the squad. He never wanted to play long ball, but he seen the squad that we had, assessed it, and we kind of went direct, high pressing off the ball, and it was, the results picked up instantly. But that wasn't his way of playing, but he just seen that as the best way to survive with that group of guys in front of him. And then the second season with Danny, when he had a full pre-season, it was all about the free 2-sitters playing out for the back, high press, and that worked as well because he had a full pre-season of it. That was the way he wants his teams to play, but this is what I liked about him. So he assessed the players that he had and changed for that
Adapted
squad.
for that. Aye. So Gassama was obviously one of them. You've got a bit of experience with him. You've seen how he's started at Rangers. What was your experience with him? Could you tell he was going to go and do well for Rangers, have a top career? Or?
He was, so he came in at first training session. I remember we done a attack v defending thing, brilliant. But positioning wise, running back. So Danny kind of brought him in, but knew the manager was intelligent in a way of, he knew it was going to be the following season that he would probably take off. So never really played the first season, came on now and again. But 1v1, one of the best I've seen. Strong, can go either way. And then the second season, I remember Danny pulled Gassa and says to him, something along the lines of, you need to have a big pre-season, otherwise I'm going to have to kind of move you on.
Wow.
Gassama phoned him up in pre-season, says, I'm coming back, I'm ready to start now. I think he battered the gym that pre-season, came back fit, and he got player of the year for the Sheffield Wednesday that year. He was brilliant. So when he signed for Rangers, I remember Josh wasn't really sure about it, but he's
brilliant,
good.
mate.
He's brilliant. I think he's been Rangers' best player this season.
player,
So.
I think he's been Rangers' best outfielder. We kind of questioned for the Celtic game, didn't we? But why Russell Martin moves him over to the right hand side for the 2 games again at the weekend, back on the left hand side, and because I know you're saying he's good at going both ways, which I'm sure he is with how quick he is, but he loves that coming in with his right foot,
Very
shooting
good
that
at
one. He hits off a bar as well.
Aye.
25 yards out, some effort.
See the obviously if you're a Hibs point of view, how big a blow is that, Roscoe? That obviously Rangers are really struggling now. They would have fancied their chances there at the weekend.
I honestly think they'll be really, really disappointed with it. I think Hearts basically handed them the blueprint the week before. I expected them to come out and really get after Rangers, but I thought Rangers started really well. They gained control pretty quickly. Other than probably, I would say, a wee 15-20 minute spell in the first half, I didn't think Hibs offered much at all. They had the one where Mulligan busts through and plays Bowie clean through. He should probably have done better.
Yeah. Boyle has a header, didn't he, as well?
Aye, it hits his shoulder. And then obviously the goal where, I'll be honest with you, I'm looking at it going, what the fuck are they talking about? A handball? But it wasn't until we see it from the other angle.
I was the exact same,
It's
mate.
a clear hand. Aye. See when he says that it's going to be a factual overturn?
I was
I'm
like,
thinking,
he's in his own
what are
half.
they on about?
I was the exact same as you.
Aye, I'm thinking what are they on about? But then you see it, it's a clear handball. But other than that, I didn't think Hibs were great, and I expected them to be a lot better. I actually thought, and I said that, I thought Hibs would have been better equipped to beat Rangers than what Hearts would have been, based on, I think, the players and the pace.
Was it more down to how Rangers played though, or
You can't take that away from them.
was Hibs'
Nah,
approach?
Hibs' approach was different. Hearts went man for man, proper aggressive
sat off
pressing. Hibs completely sat off again, mate. That's what I was the same. I was really surprised with Hibs' setup. Now, like, you can look at it and say it was probably working because they get the goal disallowed, which they obviously feel they go 1-0 up, became the game, change the game, and they do have probably the best opportunities in the first half. But when they go 1-0 down, you're expecting them to see some sort of flip and be a bit more aggressive, a bit more expansive. But no, the second half especially, Hibs were. I thought Hibs were pretty poor at the weekend, to be honest with you.
That is a blow, mate, because especially when they done so well in the qualifiers in Europe, missed out on that, and then they've dropped a few points in the league at home as well. Do you know what I mean? As much as Hibs have had a lot of credit this season, I'm actually, do you know what, I'm not even going to go for them because my pass with Davy Gray isn't good.
But see, you say the credit that I've got this season. I watched them. They were away to the team in where's Barry Douglas over there, wasn't it? Poland, away from home, and I thought if they set up that way and go after the game at Ibrox the way they did in the second half over there in Poland, I thought they are absolute tailor-made to go and give Rangers
Because they've got so much athleticism in the team.
Chaiwa in the midfield, mate, is incredible.
Yeah.
And then I'm watching them at the weekend and I'm thinking, they've just flicked the switch and went the complete other way. The blueprint's there, Hearts showed you, go and get after them. They might have been able to cope with it, you'll never know, but you still can't take it away. I think it's definitely Rangers' best performance of the season and definitely something to build on.
They've got you look at Hibs' squad, it's cracking. I was speaking to Lennon the weekend about the boy Bowie. Said he's got everything, absolutely everything. So I think it has been quite as I said, they've had a lot of credit, but they need to start picking up results, mate.
It's not been a great start to the season domestically, but how many times do we see that with the Scottish clubs when they're in Europe at the start of the season?
Well, it happened with Hibs last season, mate, didn't it?
It happened with Hibs, it happened with Hearts the season before, it happened with Aberdeen, it even happened with St Mirren at the start of last season when they didn't start well, so it does seem to kind of happen this way. But that being said, they've not getting any excuses now because they're going to be Saturday to Saturday. They've also got a run of fixtures with the fans they're going to get results.
They'll turn it around Andy a day. They've got two good players and he's done too good a job. I think you'll start seeing them pick up results. Right, okay, just before we move on for this, what happens now, Andy, with the protest? Does it quieten down for the Rangers fans so that they get that win, good performance?
See, to be honest with you, I thought Russell handled it amazing with how he spoke after the game, when he was just basically saying it's like, that's out of my control. He says the fans pay their money, they can do exactly what they want. I just need to try and control what I can do on the pitch, and that's exactly what he needs to do. He just needs to win games. It's as simple as that. To be honest with you, I don't think it will. I think the protests will probably remain for the short space of time anyway. But see, like I said, see if Rangers go and win 7, 8, 9, 10 games in a row, then he's done his job. He's controlled what he can control, and then obviously hopefully he start to turn people in his favour.
Must have been going through his head, mate, when the balls were all coming on.
Have they still get the wee Windies in the home dressing room, the wee thingy ones? They would have been locked shut, wouldn't they? Fucking insulated.
He says that's when it started, during these like team talk in the dressing room. That's when it all started. So he's talking to the players like, right, and it's like Russell Martin out behind them. He's like,
shut Windy.
Come on, let's fucking pass it.
Imagine that.
Oh, mate. I told you, shut that fucking Windy.
But see, everything that we've been saying, they're not doing well. Started getting the game much better. Runners in behind, second goal comes for a running behind. So like you say, you're starting to see things, which is what you're after.
Right, lads, on to the performance of the weekend. Celtic were unbelievable, they really were. But he gets the headlines again. Tenet came out, what a signing here. You seen much of him, Baz?
I've seen the two games, obviously. He's like a throwback, and he's just direct, wants to get on the ball, looks really good. Obviously took his goal well yesterday. It's completely different to what Andy was speaking about earlier about McLeish. Like, he came in for the Old Firm game and he looked tidy on the ball, but you want somebody to run at the fullback, and that's all he does by the looks of it. So I think the Celtic fans are excited about it.
How sharp is he, man? The way he turns.
Mm-hmm.
But what I like as well, he's always on the move. Do you know what I mean? So even when he's on the ball, he's obviously getting at people, he's turning inside, outside. But see, off the ball, see when you watch how many runs in behind where he doesn't get the ball and then he comes back to get shot. His goal's brilliant.
It's lovely.
That play into Ignacio and that follow for the
That's
1-2.
what I've been talking about with Maeda constantly.
Great
That ball,
point.
how many times did the ball go in? Even, I don't know if you remember one in the second half when someone whips it into Iheanacho. He's probably 23 yards out. It bounces just before, but he kills his touchstone dead and has a shot. And to be fair, if the grass wasn't fucking 4 metres long, I might have had a chance. But that touch, you play that into Maeda, it's hitting his ankle and fucking gone away up there. That's in the Taneka's goal when it comes into Iheanacho. I lost count the amount of times they gave it to Iheanacho with confidence, and that enabled them to go, right, I'm making my runs off him.
Ross, do you think that's maybe why in this game you actually seen Celtic playing more forward passes, maybe going slightly, no more direct, but the performances at the start of the season has been quite slow, they've been sideways or whatever, but it did seem at the weekend, albeit it was partly for a lesser league, but they were seem to be playing a lot more forwards. Do you think we're natural in the team that's happened?
But also it comes for you being that number 9. Now, I'm not saying he does it all the time, but I've seen it loads of times when, say, the ball comes into a Hatate or it comes into a Nigrin or whatever, and they open up and they're looking to play that pass. Iheanacho's the type of striker that he will make himself available for that pass.
Yeah.
Sometimes Maeda,
it's not his game, Ross, going it.
It's not his game. You can see he's uncomfortable doing it. So it's a bit of both. Celtic probably had the confidence to do that because they know as soon as they look up that Iheanacho's going to go, and stop and take the ball. Whereas Maeda doesn't do that. If he does that, he's gone that way. So they can't then play that pass.
Baz, what have you made of Celtic so far this season?
They've not been great, but they've been winning games, haven't they? So you always see with Celtic as well, especially Brendan teams, they do have a phase of the season where they dip, whether it's the end of the season. This season they've not started great, but they've won every game and went to Ibrox and got a draw. So they've had tough games as well. Aberdeen away was tough on paper. They dealt with that fine. They just don't really look like they're going to concede goals, which always helps. So it's a lot of people slaughter the defence as well, but I think defensively this season they've been really good. Even at Ibrox, I don't know if Rangers had a shot on target. So when you're defending well, your strikers are always going to pick up. The attacking players are always going to get better as the season goes on. I really like the signing of Iheanacho. I think it's going to be a great signing for them. I think with Maeda, a bit like Roscoe's saying about Maeda, you've probably got a number 9 now who has actually got a first touch and can bring people in. He sees things, which will help like your McGregors and your Hatates, because Roscoe's spot on with what he's saying. When people are firing the ball into your striker, you only go based on if you trust that number 9. And I think the number 9s that Celtic have had previously with Maeda and Maeda, you probably don't get that trust. You know, as a midfielder, and if you've got a striker who you know is going to set it or going to hold it up, you'll gamble. Like if it's coming in there and you know they're good at flick-ons, you'll have a runner. I think with Iheanacho, I think you'll see a lot of movement off the back of him. He might not get a lot of goals compared to like Maeda, got slaughtered but scored a lot, but he might get a lot of assists this year, I think, for the runners, because they've got a trust in him.
I likened it a wee bit to Salah and Mane at Liverpool, and if they were given the option of who wanted to be that, they couldn't. Know that they couldn't play with it. Firmino, right? That is an absolute stretch. But Firmino, that as that link player, he just gelled everything together, because everybody knew, whether it be a Jordan Henderson or whoever, when they give him the ball, it's going to stick. it's going to stick, so that enables everybody to make their movements off it. That's coming from a guy who, every time you get the ball, first thought is, right, okay, I'm looking forward. If your number 9 is half wanting it, half hiding at times, very rarely you're going to play that pass. What you're going to do then, you're going to give it side. And I said before, there's a very small window of time to play that pass before it's shut off.
What happens though when Maida comes back though? Does he go to the right and actually stays up top?
I don't know, but there's just an abundance in the left now. They can't all play. If Ian Atchell gets fit and he's doing unbelievable well, when's Jota meant to be back?
After Christmas, isn't it?
Right, so he comes back after Christmas and you've got Maida, Jota and Tanetka, all left wingers.
Do you know how the boy Tanetka and Jota are really similar?
Aye, they are.
In terms of how they play?
Well, yeah.
I'm taking Jota first spell. I think they're very similar, the way they dribble and the way they play. They both obviously can both go certain ways, but if went for saying that Celtic have no depth to, obviously you've just mentioned 5 or 6, you included James Forrest in that.
But the right wing's no strong, mate. Isn't it?
You
Do you know what I seen the other day?
I don't.
Do you know what I seen the other day? And I'm totally surprised at this. I didn't even know he went there. Who set up Big Lyndon Dykes' winner for Birmingham at the weekend?
Paddy Roberts.
Tailor-made for Celtic.
I've been saying it for a few
I
years.
didn't know he left Sunderland.
Aye.
I seen him put in the cross for Big Dykes' header at the weekend. I thought, is there no conversation there to be had?
I've thought that for a few years now, why Celtic didn't take a wee nibble on him back. Andy, would you like to go on the tactic board for the semi-final coming up, Rangers Celtic? How did Rangers get into the final?
I won't, but I'll do it after the game when we've watched it.
Right,
but,
okay. But they want to see you on that. It seems like you've done a great thing, and then for whatever goddamn reason you don't want to go anywhere near it.
Probably the front page of the paper. But,
Did you see?
I think both teams will be completely different with the time that game comes, because Rangers, there's no way Rangers will be as direct as they were.
Yeah.
Now, right or wrong, obviously, like you said, it was a stinking game of football, so it's hard to even analyse it. And I don't think Celtic for 1 minute will be as passive or as poor as they were at Ibrox either way, because both teams on the day, listen, there's no point kidding anybody on, both teams on the day were poor. So I think it will be completely different. I think it'll be interesting from now to then, especially in a Rangers point of view, because I don't think Celtic ever really kind of change how they play. It's just whether on that day they're a bit more purposeful, a bit more intensity. It'll be interesting to see from now to then how Rangers are more than anything. Because I think Rangers, for me, although the performances haven't been great, I just think I've not really seen a real way of playing yet, how they want to play. Now, I've seen a way how they want to play it. I've not seen a real way of playing when it actually works, and there's a sustained bit of success there. Just see if Rangers fin out of that semi-final are playing really well, and we can see it. It'll be then interesting to see how that translates into the game against Celtic.
You want to take a wee sniff on the board?
That's no my scene, mate.
Baz, you've been up with these top coaches, mate. How did the game go? You want to get yourself up there, mate?
Nah, not at all. No for me. No.
But I tell you what, the boy Donovan done well again, I thought.
Really good, mate. Brilliant. We've said it, Andy, for God knows how long now, how many, these players are there, the young players are there, but they need to give the chance. He would never have got that chance, mate, if Alistair Johnson didn't get injured now. Alistair Johnson's outstanding, but the players, they just need to get that opportunity, and he's shown in the games he's played, mate.
Did you see Fabregas talking about younger players in modern day football getting opportunities?
No.
Brilliant. I'm going to send it to Oys after. Excellent. But he kind of talks about how when you look at so much recent success for teams bringing in younger players, so Barca couldn't sign any players.
Yeah.
So they just put all their academy players, and look what they are within 2 years. And what I thought was really good, he spoke about Frank Lampard at Chelsea.
Yeah.
He was like, Frank Lampard at Chelsea was seen as a failure because they finished 6th in the league or 7th in the league, whatever it was. But they couldn't sign players, and in that space of time they brought in Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, Reece James, and he just racks off like 5-6 players. And
Samori,
like, now, because these bigger clubs have just got a budget, they're just going to go and sign players.
Yeah.
But he actually feels like there's so much talent within your academy that you can actually give opportunities. And I think for Rangers and Celtic's point of view, we've said it so many times, we have 9 subs. Like 9 subs on the bench. You can't tell me that 2 academy prospects can't be on the bench, and when you're fucking 4-0 up in games of football, they can't come on and get minutes.
What is, like, see here, like, a lot of people saying the argument is like these managers under too much pressure that they can't lose games of football, so that's why they can't give these young. But I don't buy that.
Sometimes they deserve it though, Slaney. I said a wee bit yesterday about it, that when I looked at Rangers' starting 11 at the weekend, I said to myself, that's the best 11 that they could get on the pitch. But then I looked a wee bit deeper and there's one position who I thought there's a young kid who deserves to be starting over another young kid from someone else's academy. Every single time he makes an impact in the game. Mikey Moore. But he's got this big reputation in England. He's done nothing. Hasn't done anything for Rangers to suggest that he deserves to be starting games ahead of a Finlay Curtis.
You see him. The first few games of the season he started was brilliant.
Aye. And you've been there when I was in the academy, even though you might have thought you were a good player, you always knew that you didn't deserve to be starting, so you just dealt with it. You know what I mean? You had guys like your Moles and Arveladzis and all that in front of you, whereas Finlay Curtis could be sitting there now thinking, and rightly so, I think he deserves to be playing.
I don't disagree,
I know, I think you're spot on, mate. But my thing would be that when
that's happening, like you're saying about opportunity, when that's happening and it's quite blatant, like, are the young kids coming through looking at it going, fucking hell, there's no chance for me if he can't get a sniff after what he's done at the start of the season.
My thing would be though when Celtic or Summer were crying out for signings and they didn't need to get signings, but at that period when they were saying we've not got wingers, surely that you've got younger players that can come in then. They might know, listen, they might get given a chance and they might not be the answer, right? But surely there's players there. When Celtic we needed a backup left back for ages, surely there's got to be younger players there ready to come in a few games or gain that chance.
There's been a few decent players at Celtic that have chose, and fans might not understand it, but I think it's probably a wee bit different at Celtic at that time. It would have been a lot harder to get into the team back then. You think of Yervata, who went to, is it Watford they went to? He's a proper good player. He's probably looked at it and thought, I'm half in about the first team, but I've got a chance to go down England and play regular. There is players there, but it's just, I don't know how you go about getting them. It's all right getting them, and you can train with the first team every day and all that, but you need to sample the environment of the match day and get minutes on the pitch. And when it's happening to somebody who's had as big an impact as Curtis has had this season, it's going to be disheartening for other players down the chain, looking at it and going, well, if he's not getting minutes, and look at the impact he's had in Europe pre-season and other games this season, then what chance have we got here?
Well, we're on to our favourite manager in Scottish football. Davy Martindale is not happy with a decision to award Dundee a 97th minute penalty. Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
What's your thoughts on the decision?
It's clumsy, innit? But I think the attacker buys it.
Aye.
You can see it for both sides. I seen that. I watched, was it Ref Watch this morning? Dermot Gallagher was talking about it. I think it was the one that you played with Cardiff. Is it Jay Boyfried?
Boyfried, aye.
He said it was clumsy. He thought it's a lazy tackle last minute, but if you actually look at it, that he's no touching him unless he throws his leg out. So I can see where David Martindale's coming from.
But if Jay told me it was raining outside, I'd fucking go and look out the window. I'm only kidding, he's top man, Big Jay.
A decision I made there in Udinese was just when I arrived was download Tinder for the first time.
You did you?
Downloaded Tinder and
tell me that's on the camera.
We've got snippets of it because when we were at the game, I'd been doing it through the whole trip, and then actually ran out of likes, and for whatever damn god reason,
likes.
I paid $7.99 to get extra likes. So when we were sitting at the game, there was an AC Milan player's missus. She was fucking darling, and his agent, I don't know who it was. It must be herself because she kept blowing kisses to him. So then I was just showing them. She thinks she's the right one for me. Putting the phone in, but she must have thought it was decent because she kept saying swipe left, which means no to them. But I never got, so I couldn't believe it. I was saying to Ralph, you two were sitting, I was like, Ralph, I'm not getting a fucking sniff here. This has been out 300, 400 likes I've went and still not a sniff. And then right at the end, we're just about to leave the stadium, and then there was a wee beauty, Daisy, she was called. She matched us. So she said, what are you up to the noon? I said, I'm just like at the game, it's about to finish, I can catch up with you. Mate, she replied, she was like, I sounds brilliant. See about 10 minutes later, mate. She messaged saying, oh, you'll not believe this, I'm actually currently living in Dublin.
What?
But I could see in her thinking she was 2 miles away from me. So I don't know if she's looked at me in my pictures and thought he's not the right guy for me.
What pictures did you use?
So the pictures I used was the ones that Ralph took for the vlog. To see like next on my passport and that.
You look like a presenter.
So, mate, I didn't get a sniff at all. But the reason I brought that up, Ross goes, sorry, but did you know match with Gemma Collins?
I tried to and got pied. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh,
that's it. I'm
Tell the
sure.
story, please.
Go on, Roscoe.
But
Tell the call.
I've got to put on record that it wasn't Tinder, right? It wasn't.
Right,
It was that other one,
Raya.
Raya or something. I seen we went down to do a live show in London.
Oh no.
So I've opened up the Raya app and that, and the first one that was there was the big GC. And I've liked it. And then about 20 minutes later, she's come back running the pics again. So she's obviously seen me and disliked me, mate.
Guy boxed it.
Did you what? Do you want to go with me on that? Like, did you want to go to a date with her?
I fucking know where to go here, have I?
That's amazing, isn't it? What about Andy, before we go, obviously, before Chile and that, and Baz, you as well, did you ever have a wee sniff on the old Tinder or anything like that?
That's how I met my wife.
Was it actually?
There you go. So you can get a love story on
Super League. Paid for the Super League, didn't
What
I?
you gave or received?
Did you know?
She always says I gave it, but I can't remember, to be honest. I think I did. I think I did.
Super like me, aye.
I was in Nottingham Hotel for a game. Swear to God.
Is that what it all came for?
We call our first daughter Tinderella.
Can you remember your opening line there? Because I said to Daisy, how's things?
Oh, it's a poor start.
I know, just the normal, innit?
What else she meant to write?
I don't know.
I remember that.
Classic, innit?
Remember the one I done on
fails, mate.
Instagram on Mother's Day? Did you hear about that one?
The what?
The Instagram story I replied to.
Oh, the best ever.
Oh, it's shocking, mate.
What did you do?
So you know you can reply to people's stories just in the wee thing,
Aye, and it comes up.
goes to their inbox. Well, I didn't know this was a completely different thing. The wee chat box. So
everybody sees it.
she's got thousands of followers, mate, and I've just wrote in that thinking that I was DMing her.
What did you say?
I was like, oh, what is it? She was looking well, and it was Mother's Day, right? And she's got a kid, and I says, oh my fucking God, love heart eyes or something like that, and then underneath it, Happy Mother's Day. Mate,
Ross McCormack, oh my fucking God, we love her eyes. Oh, yeah,
you know, Big Delfriel texts me within about 2 minutes, a screenshot of it.
Get off.
Oh my God.
Brilliant.
Did you see before, obviously you're in a hotel, had you been watching it and before you matched with her?
Right before we crack on, quick shout out to Be Inspired.
Roscoe!
Tell you what, not bad.
Tinder ready?
Not bad at all, Roscoe. What about a wee mini catwalk? Just that camera right there.
How do I do it?
Oh, wow.
Right out that fucking door. Like Gemma Smith.
Be Inspired is built by footballers, won by you. Proper streetwear that looks sharp and feels class. From fresh tees and cargos to overshirts and jackets. Trust me, you're going to want the full wardrobe.
And because you're
fucking untie my laces, man. It's about the third time, mate.
Okay, Andy boy, and because you're part of the Open Goal team, we've got you sorted. Use the code GOAL at checkout for 10% off your first order. That's GOAL at BeInspiredClothing.com. Go get stuck in, Andy boy.
Absolutely. You need to ask this next one. Can I ask myself?
Well, boys, round of applause for Andy. He's into the semi-final. Go on, mate. By the way, I caught the highlights, mate, coming back on the flight. Yous were unbelievable, mate, weren't yous?
Well, that's the thing. I actually think it's overall. Now, we weren't poor by any stretch of the imagination, but I actually think that's probably one of the worst we've been. That's how much I think we've been dominating games and no one. Whereas I was saying at the weekend there, in terms of the balance of the game, it was fairly even, but I thought we definitely had the
Some
better
chances.
throughout
I
the
thought
game.
Charles Cook was brilliant, wasn't he?
He was excellent. JT hits the post in the first half. Charles Cook has the one rolled across the 6-yard box at me. Tov makes a great save. So I thought all day long we looked proper threatening, but the balance, I think both teams had elements of control, but not massive for us. I think we needed that as well because, like you says, we've played so well.
Yeah.
And just no one yet.
Back at Hampden as well,
but
mate.
massive to win at the weekend.
Back at Hampden for
Back at Hampden, and that will shoot them on that big pitch.
Aye.
I know, but they're up against some animal, mate.
No, but I think Hampden on the day, that big pitch and stuff suits Motherwell a lot more than it would suit a St Mirren.
Well, let's face it, both us and St Mirren are both wanting to draw last night, wanting each other. I mean, because you know that's your best opportunity to go and get to the final. So I think it's good for us, obviously, as two clubs. I think it's good for Scottish football as well. I know everybody wants Rangers and Celtic in the final, but
Nicky hit the bar, mate, right at the end with the header.
aye.
How's that not dropped in?
I know. I'm surprised he's not playing, mate. I know we're laughing, joking about it because he's a pal, but Nicky's a good player.
Of course,
I'm going to slip my neck out in the line, though. Aberdeen will be fine for me.
Hey, mate, aye.
I'm only going off of playing 6 SPL clubs this year, but I think they've got too many good players not to do well. I think for me, I think Jimmy Tilling's Aberdeen have been at their best when they're playing on the counter-attack. So I think they're kind of struggling a wee bit about what they want to be. And I know that you talk about you need to be adaptable in certain games. It's easy to play in the counter-attack when you play Rangers, Celtic. It's just kind of find that wee last part for them. But I think they've got loads of good players, mate. Honestly, I was really impressed with a couple of players. The boy Carlson, I think, has got to be top. Boy, they got on loan for Bologna. So he's been there 2 games, but I think he'll be really good.
Roscoe, semi-finals, Motherwell St Mirren. Let's actually talk about the game Friday night. Do you watch it, St Mirren, Killie?
Bits of it, yeah.
It was some game, wasn't it?
Stuff, aye. I just felt as if Stephen Robinson's team. Now I worked under him at Motherwell, right? His style of play even then hasn't changed at all to how St Mirren are now. But I always felt if there was going to be one winner and one team that was able to sort of dig it out, it would have been them. I've got to say I'm delighted for him. I think he's probably, I would say he's a manager in the SPL who doesn't get the credit that he deserves, purely based on his style of play. But and people were talking about him with the Rangers job and all that. I think he would be adaptable. I think he went into St Mirren and he probably realised, looking at the squad and the players that he's got, how he gets the best out of a team. And I think for me that's a sign of a good manager. And the reason I say that I'm happy for him is purely because he doesn't. I don't feel as if he gets the sort of respect that he deserves.
I think it's the next thing though for him. I think is it 2 top 6 finishes?
3.
Is it 3?
3 in a row.
So I think that's incredible. But then what's the next for him to get to a semi-final? And obviously the goal will be to get to the final. Do you know what I mean?
Well, he's not going to have like Andy was saying there, without being disrespectful, St Mirren would have been looking at that draw going, right, if we can stay away for the Old Firm and get Motherwell, it gives us a great chance of getting to, now it's not just Hampden, now it's getting to the final. Get a good chance. I think it might be a step too far, to be honest. For a day, just purely, not because Andy sat there, but just purely based on how I think Motherwell, how it will suit them that much.
Did you see the penalty that Killie should have got for the free kick?
Handball?
Oh my God.
Don't know
how is that not being given as a penalty?
But how is it every single week you're talking about? There's 2 or 3 different decisions every single week.
He actually moves his arm out to block the ball.
And then the horn ball a week before. It's Celtic, Killie.
I've only seen one angle of it, so I don't know if it looks in the box, but I don't know if there's a different angle that shows it might be outside the box. But for what I've seen, it looks well inside the box. I don't know how that's not been given as a penalty kick.
No, I think it's happening too often now. And you spoke about Davy Martindale. He's right, and I'm all for a wee dive here and there to get a penalty and get the upper hand. But for me, that was it was pretty blatant. That's what he was looking for. But going back to St Mirren, Motherwell semi-final, I genuinely think that it's Motherwell's time to shine, mate.
Aye.
A day. I just think it's absolutely perfect for them. And then even if they do go to the final, Andy will tell they're not going to change.
Do you think they would?
They're not going to change, no.
I know we're well away from it, but if we get the final and lose, I must have the worst cup final record in football history, mate. Honestly, they may as well just leave me in the house that day because my record in cup finals is abysmal, man.
But have you seen much of Motherwell?
I've seen bits and bobs. Obviously, I watch sports scene most of the time. And obviously listening to this, obviously the manager's Slaney Andy is pretty similar to Danny Rowe. He was telling us about the sessions that go on there, so pretty similar to what Danny Rowe was. Like we said, they've had loads of players coming in well and he's hit the ground running with all these new players, so they look really good.
Right, Andy boy.
Right, so time for a shout out for our betting partners, SBK, and their unbeatable new features. Their new ACA Boost is a game changer, giving you even more value on every football accumulator you place.
And that's not all, Andy. Their brand new social betting feed lets you tap into the betting wisdom of the app's sharpest minds, including us.
You can find out all of our weekly pick and coupons right there in the app. So get downloading it and set up an account. 18 plus, please gamble responsibly. So, Baz, a bit on your career. You worked under a number of Celtic and Rangers managers in your career, including Martin O'Neill, Archbishop Neil Lennon. What were they all like for you?
Martin O'Neill was brilliant man manager. Never came to the training ground till Thursdays normally, so he would have the week off coming in
Crazy,
Thursday.
innit, though, when you think
What,
of
like,
it?
well away for it?
Wasn't he there? I think his wife was ill at the time.
All right.
At least they wouldn't have seen you steaming on a Monday.
Fucking hell, I know, that's how I was out. So some of the players used to all, his man management side of things was with big drinkers in the squad. Gabby, John Carew, like the night out, Ashley Young. So before games he would just say, go and win the day, see you Thursday. So the boys were loving it 'cause they go to London and fucking here, there and everywhere. So he knew how to get players to play for him basically. He wasn't really on the training field, but his aura and commanded respect. As soon as he came in and spoke, everybody shut up and listened. So he was brilliant that way. Lenny was pretty similar in a way. Lenny's training sessions were similar to Martin's, but he was scary, Lenny. I was at Bolton with him. And obviously, if you're watching him at Celtic and that, I respected him, so I was quite scared of him. But he was brilliant with me. The lads at Bolton loved him. He was pretty similar to Martin. You could see that he'd worked under Martin for a lot of his career and tried to use Martin as a style to go with. When he was brilliant, used to steal everybody's snus. Who's got snus today going through like this?
Do you have any other, with Lenny, do you ever have any, when he sort of ones after the games that stick in your mind, rants? Or team talks? What was the one he used to always do with...
So Lou Stevenson told the story and then Charlie backed it up that every time he used to analyse in our team, he would basically compare them to your players and say they're nowhere near the level.
Aye.
Charlie's one's brilliant with Pirlo, man. Did you hear it? Oh my God. He said that they're playing Juventus in a Champions League game. He's like, right, lads, Pirlo, his legs have gone. And he said, the first 2 minutes spins around the corner and go 1-0 up. Did you ever had any experiences like that with him at Bolton?
I can't really remember, to be honest. He was mental though. He did come in and go through people quite a lot. He was crazy. The only thing I can really remember was after a game we had won, and there's a hotel at the stadium at Bolton where everybody goes after the game. When he was in there drinking, I was staying in the hotel with a few of the other boys, and we were going to Manchester on the Tuesday night, and you could see we were all drinking, and he came out and you could see he was itching. He wanted to leave his wife and that and come with us. And he's like, he's going out, and we were like, yeah. And he was like, he was kind of, I think he was trying to wait for her to go so he could jump with us, but we ended up leaving him. And me and Neil Dange came back because we were staying in the hotel at like 4 a.m. We got sent to our rooms because I think the chief exec was staying in the hotel and was coming down. We were still steaming for the night before. We ordered pizza and to the room, and like a heavyish boy came to with a room service pizza, and we were steaming, and I've called him a fat or something. He was a Bolton season ticket holder, so we were after Wednesday. I went back home Wednesday to Birmingham, came in Thursday morning to training. I had to go straight to Lenny's office, and he went mental at me, sent me home, and I was on loan, so I was panicking, thinking, fuck, what do I say here? Like, come back Monday saying, I was like, all right, but this is not going to make it. What are you going to say, I'm injured or something? Yeah. So I went home to my mum and dad, told them I'm injured. Friday morning, so I heard in his interview said disciplinary reasons.
Oh, he said it on the press? Oh no.
Was the pizza nice?
Fucking...
No, but see when you're on loan, I know. You think it's worse, don't you? Because you think your parent club wants you there.
So that was a few minutes that, but it was my fault at the end of the day, and I just said, why did you say it and that, and he I had to kind of say it. But so that was my experience with Lenny. And then Big Eck, he was brilliant with me. He played me quite a lot actually. He was a great guy. The Doc was there as well for Rangers.
Doc Waller.
Aye. He was basically the manager, wasn't he?
No, that was Ian
McGuinness.
Aye.
Aye.
he was brilliant. I still speak to him, so I enjoyed my time under them as well. I done the drink driving with McLeish dinner, and after a game on Saturday, crashed my motor, ran away. So I was playing, and as soon as that happened, they basically kept me at home for 3 weeks, and he's talking about depression and things like that. I was like, surely that's not the right thing to do. The doc came round to my house. He's like, we want you to stay away for a bit. And I was like, I want to come in because I'm already fucking get the fear, do you know what I mean, kind of thing of what's happened. So I was at the house for 3 weeks myself, like obviously playing it all over in your head again. But they had to do it, obviously that's the way they thought Big Ek dealt with it. But I got back in eventually when I came back and played a fair bit under him. I loved it. He was brilliant.
We just mentioned a few boys for nights out. Who were the main characters? Who was the ones in the squad that always loved a night out?
James Collins and Richard Dunn were crazy.
I'd never have said them.
Crazy.
Big Dunny, man.
Big Dunny, when he was allowed out and was let loose, was mental. Could drink like a fish. Ginge was a good drinker. Ashley Young.
Aye.
But never get drunk.
Oh, one of them.
But would drink, but was never drunk. And could go into training next day and you wouldn't know he was it.
That's a big cave, mate.
Gabby, no.
He was one of them.
He was out all the time, but he didn't drink much, did he?
No.
What about player-wise? Who was the player that impressed you the most your time at Villa? I know you said Jack when he was coming through, but any other...
well, he wasn't really first team with me, so I would probably say Stephen Iwan.
Mate, what a player.
The best trainer I've ever played with. Unbelievable.
He was top, though, wasn't he?
I remember Robert Pires came to Villa on loan, came to sign for Villa when he was after Arsenal and that, and he was saying to Stevie Ireland, wow, like, what a player you are, how you playing.
Imagine that come for him.
Do you know who was incredible when I turned up? I don't know if he would have been there with you, similar to the way you play. But I think it was Spanish, Carlos Gil.
Oh,
you ever seen him play?
Mate.
Left footed, wow.
That's mad you'd say that.
He was training with the 16s when I turned up.
So, we had a American boy, Matt Polster at Rangers. I was actually really close to him. I helped him out a wee bit when he first signed, get a place and took him cut of supermarkets and shopping and whatnot. So I still speak to him now. He's at New England Revolution. So you always look at like the DPs in America, didn't you? And I asked him like, who's your best bet? He says, mate, the boy Carlos Gill. He said he's fucking incredible. And that's mad that you just brought him up. That was literally last week or something.
See, you talked about bomb squads when I turned up. There was Carlos Gill was there. Is it Gassama, the number 4 that's at Everton now?
Ghana.
He was there. Gabby wasn't training with us. The team that we had that weren't playing was just mental. But that wee Carlos Gill was incredible, honestly.
Well, Slaney, see, every time we get a guest on that's part of Scotland squads, we always ask them, don't we?
Who impresses you the most?
Who is it that impresses you most when you're with the Scotland national team? We're not just saying this. We've had Barry Bannon's for fun. So was it?
That's right.
Am I right in saying it was Craig Levine? It was your. So talk us a wee bit through the first time you get called up. How was the experience? How did it come about?
I hadn't played a lot for Aston Villa. I think we played Man U that weekend. We drew 2 each, and then I got called up after that game, I think, to play against the Faroe Islands. It was kind of like did you play in that game up at Pittodrie?
No.
Like Jamie Mackey, Danny Wilson made his debut that night as well. Me and him for the 21s were called up to it. He loved me, Craig Levine. He always played me.
Because you played fucking 8 midfielders, mate. Yeah, strikers.
But I played wide for him. I was a winger. I can't even really remember how it came about, but I just remember coming off against Man United, and then I got told I was called up. So, and then I went. I don't know how many caps I was there for under him, but I loved it because he played me all the time. Even I was struggling with one game before we played Spain away. I think I got a cut in my heel, got it stitched up, and he still played me in Spain when I wasn't really ready to play. But that's how much he liked me. So he was brilliant for me.
Who was your debut against?
Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Faroe Islands, but it was a friendly.
What was your competitive one? Do you remember?
But am I right in thinking that Spain game you were man of the match? Scotland's man of the match?
don't know, Goody scored a penalty earlier. They beat us 3-1, I think.
I remember watching it, mate.
It's playing against fucking Jordi Alba. Jesus. Rapid. You know, and you're not a winger as well, and you're just thinking, hopefully he's slow and I can dribble inside.
And they just push you back the full time. I know you just been the full time.
I was playing next to Hutz, basically.
Who was the players, mate, in that Scotland team that you were like, wow, they're proper standouts?
I love Dorrans.
Few people have said him, mate.
Does his top, mate, aye.
I like Graham Dorrans, brilliant. The way I wanted to play as well. Like,
always plays forward, didn't he? Always looks forward.
Do you know who I thought was good? Should have been in the squad with him. Moser.
Aye, brilliant.
James Morrison.
He's another one like
really underrated.
Gareth Barry that you need to train with to actually appreciate. He was brilliant. He was probably the best midfielder when I was there.
Quick as well, wasn't he?
Slaney Roscoe, what about this, man? I mean, the stories we've heard about these guys, in terms of other managers you've played under, you've had some characters including Ian Holloway, Nigel Clough, Neil Warnock, Tony Pulis, Alan Pardew.
Mate, they're on an advert.
Mate, we could get you back for our tours just to ask you about all 5 of their managers. You get any stories about any of the 5 of them that you must have had something strange moments? Neil Warnock was a genius up here, wasn't he? The best 32 days of my life.
Am I right in thinking that you didn't play for Leeds under Neil Warnock?
No.
He made some strange... They sent Andros Townsend back home. Back to London.
No, he was my manager at Palace. Warnock. Who was my Leeds?
It was Ross Barkley, actually. I'm getting you mixed up with Ross Barkley.
My Leeds, I wish I fucking was Ross Barkley. I wish I was.
We had Ross Barkley at Leeds, Andros Townsend, and Adam Smith right back for Bournemouth. And I don't think Warnock played any of them.
They're proper like, is it your type of player, mate, you want to like play football? No, that's proper like direct football with the gaffers, isn't it?
But they were brilliant with me in a case of what they told me straight away, called me into the office and was like, if we were a possession-based team, you would play, but trying to stay in the league and you're not going to play. So I didn't mind it because at least I knew where I was, where I stood, and I would try and get a loan somewhere. So I'd prefer that rather than them no saying anything and me stay there and think that I've got a chance when I'm not really.
But Holloway's team with Blackpool, they beat us in the playoff final, mate. They played some of the best football I've seen in the Championship.
No, he was really good. He was mental.
DJ Campbell, guys like Gary Taylor-Fletcher, who you would look at and think he can't play football. He was unbelievable. Dobbs was good, aye. Charlie Adam. Aye. They were really good, but they never... Brett Ormerod. They were just had a freedom. Like they just there was no position. Was there? Crazy. We used to do shape, but he'd be in the middle of the pitch, commentating. So the players would just be passing and Seamus Coleman would end up front and he'd be loving it, brilliant, he'd be shouting, going crazy, but there was no... He would just let them do it, but he would commentate on it and run. That was the worst day of my life. See, when you go back into Wembley, you've lost the playoff final, there's just crates of champagne and beer everywhere. And everybody just sits there for 2 hours, nobody says a word, mate, before you get a shower. And you can hear all them a few doors down. Right. Apparently Holloway's singing and dancing and all that. Listen, you're still playing now. What, are you 35? Have you got any plans in mind that you want to do when you finish playing? I love football, so hopefully coaching or managing. Obviously I watch football constantly, so I don't think I could go and do anything apart from football. So hopefully, I've done my B 2 summers ago. Probably do my A more so when I'm finished, I think, but hopefully I've got still a few more years left yet. I still feel good, so, but no, I'll try and definitely stay in football somewhere or not. Well, you'll have a job at Sheffield Wednesday for life, that's for sure. Lads, Barry Bannan. Come on, Barry.